guys, good morning. Happy Wednesday. I hope yesterday you maybe learned something new or had a great review on special angles. Ms. Anders going to let us know what we're going to do today.
Speaking of special angles, we're talking about rectangles today. You're going to use area and perimeter to solve problems about rectangles. Again, don't forget to do your best on that pre and post assessment today. Let us know during office hours or in the team chat if you need a little help.
All right,
See ya.
guys. Okay, guys, so this is the materials that you're going to need for today. You're going to need this sheet that says area polygons. We're going to only use the second half of this. This part with the triangles, we're going to talk about for Thursday's lesson, okay? You're also going to need a notebook, plain notebook, some scissors, good old glue. I like to keep highlighters handy. You don't really need Expo. And you definitely need to have something to write with. My best recommendation is a good old pencil. Okay? All right, guys. So the first thing you need to do is you're going to cut out, you can cut out the title, area polygons, and where it says other polygons, and the rectangle that says, where it says glue. You're going to take those out. All right. So after you cut that out, you're going to glue that into your notebook. Anytime you see B, that's going to equal the base. H is height, L is length, and W just means width. And you kind of already probably know that. All right, so then when you cut this part out, you're going to put glue on this section right here. And you're going to take this flap and fold it right on top of it. And when you're finished with that, you don't want to glue these parts down, but you want to glue the strip right here. So I'll glue right there. All right, so let's get started. With areas of polygons, we're going to talk about, we're really finding out what's happening on the inside, right? When you're looking for area. When we're talking about perimeter, you can write that down here, perimeter. I always like to take this. When you're looking at the perimeter, you're looking at the rim of the shape. So if you're talking about a rectangle, and the rectangle is, let's use this one, 5 and 3. Then I know this is 5 and 3. You would just add up each side to find the perimeter. So that would be 5, 10, 13, 16. Right? And that goes with any shape. Okay? Even for the regular shape, whatever this side is, this side, this side, this side, this side, and this side. And we'll practice that. But I didn't want to go too deep into perimeter because those are usually pretty easy for everybody. But when I look at the word perimeter, I always think about the rim. Okay? The outside. But when we're talking about area, it gets a little more tricky with the different shapes, okay? Rectangles are pretty easy. You probably learned the area of a rectangle maybe even in 4th grade. So let's take a look at this just for a quick review. Anytime you see an area for a rectangle, it's just the length times the width. So what is the length here? 5, and the width is 3. So with the formula for this, we're going to go 5 times 3, and that's going to give me 15. So the area of this rectangle is only 15. Okay? With parallelograms, same, similar. We just call it the base on the parallelogram. The base times the height, right? I'm not measuring the side length. I want to measure the height. So, same thing. The base times the height would be 10 times 6. And that's going to give me 60. 60 square units. Okay, whatever the units are. They didn't really tell us. All right, and let's take a look at, and all of these would be square units. Okay, when we're looking at trapezoids are a little trickier because, see, like with a rectangle, if I flip it over, it's going to be the same, right? In a parallelogram, the bases would be the same and the height would be the same. But in trapezoid, the base wouldn't be the same if I flipped it. So, with these, you're going to have to add base 1 and base 2 and then divide by 2, and then multiply times the height. So it's going to look like this. So the first thing I would do is I would take the 6 plus the 8, then divide by 2. That's how I would set that up. Okay? So if we have 6 plus 8, that's 14. Divided by 2, that's going to give me 7. Now I can multiply the height. So 7 times 4 is 28 square units. Whatever that shape may be. I mean, whatever that may be. Okay? Questions about that one? If you do, you can chat me, or you may wait for our office hours. And I'll post it again at the end of the lesson. Irregular shapes. I love doing these. These are a cool little puzzle kind of thing, right? Because, you know, if you're finding the area of this, you had to find the area of each shape, no matter how crazy the shape may be. Okay, you break it down. So if the shape looks like this, so if we have 8 and 4, so this rectangle right here, in fact, I'll highlight it. We'll call this the purple rectangle. 8 times 4, because the length and the height of this rectangle would be 8 and 4. So we'd have 8 times 4 would be 32 for that purple rectangle. And then we have this one right here. Well, I know this is 4, but what is this angle? I mean, what is this length right here? Well, if this was 8 from here to here, so from here to here also has to be 8. So if 8, so 5, how much more do we need to get to get to 8? Oh, 6, 7, 8, so 3. So this number right here is going to be a 3 down here. So then we have 3. So I'm going to just put a little square down here. So it'd be 3 and 4. So 3 times 4 would be 12. So now this little, I'll call this one the yellowish. Oh, that was probably not the best color to use. Yes, use the pink one. So this 3 times the pink one here would be 12, and the purplish one would be 32. So then we're not done though, because we want to know the area of the whole irregular shape. So then we go 32 plus 12, and that gives me 44. 44 square units. Okay? Questions about those? Again, see me at office hours, or send me a quick chat. I want us to practice these, and I'm going to have a game set up for you in just a minute. But I kind of want to show you what it's going to look like on the ACT. Okay, guys, so in your ACT book on page 27, I want you to go to number 21. Number 21. I'm going to put it down a little lower so I'll be able to write and read. Let me move this out the way. So we'll be able to write and read and work as we go. So if you need to pause to get there, please do. And we're going to try to work this one out together. In fact, how about we pause? I'll read it real quick. Let's read it. It says, Laura plans to paint the 8-foot-high rectangular walls of her room. And before she buys paint, she needs to know the area of the wall surface to be painted. 2 walls are 10 feet wide, and the other 2 walls are 15 feet wide. The combined area of the 1 window and the 1 door in her room is 60 square feet. What is the area in square feet of the wall surface Laura plans to paint? All right. So there's a lot going on here, but it's not very complicated if you break it down. I want you to just push pause and try to muddle through this to see if you can solve it on your own. Okay? All right, guys, welcome back. So let's talk about this. Let's break this down. So she wants to paint a room. So how many walls are in a typical room? Well, she says it's rectangular, so that means there are going to be 4. And she says that each one of them are 8 feet tall. So this one's 8 feet tall. This one's going to be 8 feet. This one's going to be 8 feet tall. And I'm putting two that are equal because it says two walls are 10 feet wide. So this one will be 10 and this one will be 10, right? So two walls are 10 feet by 8 feet. And the other two walls are 15 feet. So it's a little bit longer. Let me go a little bit higher here. So this will be, well, I guess I should go a little bit further, huh? So let's pretend these are definitely not to scale, right, guys? But they're 8 feet here. And when you're doing this too, it doesn't have to totally be to scale. And this would be 8 feet. So we're putting 8 feet because that's how she said how tall the rooms are, how high it is. And 2 are 15 and 2 are 10. So let's find the area of these easily, right? 8, the length and width times width of a rectangular. In order to find the area, it's length times width to find the area. So 8 times 10 would be 80. Same thing here because it's going to be the exact same room. And then 8 times 15, I believe, is 120, right? Yeah. So 15 equals 120. So then this one has to be 120. All right. So this tells me the area of all 4 walls. Uh-oh, but hold up, Miss Keller. When you're looking at this, it says the combined area of one window and the one door in her room is 60 square feet. So they took the window. You can't count all of this because she's not going to paint over her window and she's not going to paint over the door. So they combined that for you already. They took the area of the window and the door and combined it, and it equaled 60. So what do you have to do with this? So first of all, I'm going to add all the numbers I already had, right? So that's 80 plus 80 plus 120 plus 120. And that gave me 300. Oh, I'm sorry, 400. Actually, 400, huh? Yeah, 400. If I add those up, it equals 400. So we have to take out the window and the door, which they told us here is 60 square feet. So that 400 minus the 60 is going to give me 340. I put degrees, but it's just 340 square units. They didn't tell us, well, it's actually feet, huh? 340 square feet. That's what we're going to have. And so if you look at our answer choices, B is going to be our best answer. So I hope you got that right. If not, don't worry. You're going to get a chance to practice. I'm going to post a game in your Nearpod. So I want you to go there, practice. I'm going to put a few perimeter things in, and then make sure you take that post test. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.